Hey y'all, what is going on? Real quick, before we begin this run, this is actually filmed after the run. I said it at the end of the video, but I wanted to say it now. I bought this shoe with my own money. It was not sent to me. I bought it with my own money, so all the things that I want to say is what I want to say. It's my personal opinion. I do not get any of my stuff for free. I pay for them all. I just wanted to say that before we begin. I said at the end of the video, and I want to say it now. So again, I bought this shoe with my own money. It was not sent to me. My hard-earned money went to this. I bought it during pre-orders because I was so excited, and I probably will buy the black and white pair colorway too. So that's what I wanted to say. All right, let's get to the run. Yo, runners, what's going on? Welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching this video. Oh man, today was a run that I have been procrastinating. It is actually in the middle of the afternoon. I wanted to get some different temperature training in. Still an overcast kind of day, but we're going back old school. We got the long selfie stick. We got no pack on today for a specific type of video, but this run really wasn't going to happen. I am so sore. I finally got back to regular strength training scheduling, and yesterday was a leg day, and I don't remember the last time I hit leg day. And I don't even want to talk about this topic because I am one of those people who tell you that strength training is important to be a better runner, and it is, but I was putting it off. So we're going to skip this conversation. But we're not here for that today. We are here because we have a brand new shoe, and by the title of the video, I know you already know what it is, but you still got to try to act surprised when I show it to the camera for the first time. It is from a brand that I truly, truly enjoy running in, and I truly, truly love, and I have so many pairs of their shoes. This is brand new. I ordered it on pre-order day, and I just got it today, which is the reason why I'm out here making this video. Is the reason why I'm putting these 6 miles on the trail today. And we're talking about the Mount to Coast T1. Yes, this is Mount to Coast first ever trail shoe. They got 2 colorways. They got this really sweet, I don't know what it's called, but I think it has like really nice earthy tones. I like the brown. I never had a brown running shoe. Then they have a black and white pair. Technically, I actually did order both, but I ended up canceling the black and white pair because I like this colorway a little more. I wish I would have gotten both. But anyway, neither here or there. Let's go over this shoe just a little bit. So, Mount to Coast first ever trail shoe. Vibram Mega Grip outsole. It does have the, where does it say it here? Light base Vibram Mega Grip outsole. So just meaning it's a little bit more lighter, a little bit more thinner of a Vibram outsole. We do have 4mm lugs with decent spacing in between. Going up to the midsole, we have here a light cell midsole. So we all know the light cell from the R1, but just by the touch, this definitely feels like a bit more of a squishier, more of a softer midsole than the R1 light cell. So I'm really excited to test this out. And then obviously we got Mount to Coast most durable upper. It doesn't look like it has a roomy toe box or a wide toe box, but it is quite roomy compared to shoes like Nike and Under Armour and Adidas and Asics. It is a bit more roomier. So it does have a roomy toe box, but it's not that roomy looking toe box like a Topo or an Ultra, where it has that kind of look to it. So it kind of looks like it's pointy, but it's not. It's got a really nice toe guard. And then the upper is this really, really, what Mount to Coast calls the most durable upper they probably made. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's drains quickly, dries fast, and breathes very well. So we're gonna test that out. This tongue is really neat, y'all. It is gusseted. So it does have the dual lacing system like the Mount to Coast R1, but instead these ones here use both speed lacing. They do come with regular laces, which you can cut the top off and put regular laces in. But it is very important to know once you do that, you can no longer use these speed laces because they're kind of garbage. So I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna test this shoe the way it came from the company. It's got a little flag back here that says T1 for the Mount to Coast Trail 1 shoe. So really excited to put these on. I obviously loosened them up to put my foot in there to see if I got the size right, as if I can't really do anything about it because they're sold out everywhere. So we're gonna put these on. We're gonna test them out today. We're gonna get a good 6 miles in, and we're gonna see how they feel. So this is definitely going to be a first run impression, a first run review, a first run, whatever you wanna call it, of the Mount to Coast T1. I will tell you, I wish I would have put this lock mechanism the other way. It's very hard to cinch it down, unlike the R1. So we got the bottom lace in check, top lace getting there now, perfect. And we'll tuck the rest through. Everyone's been calling this the garage, so I guess we'll just call it the same thing. I'll show you what I'm talking about on the other shoe. Just wanted to get one laced up. So as you can see, this one's still laced up from the factory. So the bottom laces you tuck through, you tuck the extra through the laces up top, and then this one here, the top speed lace, has this little pouch here that kind of tucks the laces in. So that's what I was talking about when I was getting this thing geared up. I do know that this is, I feel like the R1s are a bit more roomier, and this is very important to know that it is not like the R1 where it has that split upper. It does not have a split upper. So some technologies from the R1 do carry over, but some technologies from the R1, which you guys probably know right now, that is my all-time favorite road shoe. I just wish I had a lower drop. This is a 4mm drop, by the way. I'll put the stats somewhere in the video over here. But it's good to note this does not have the dual split upper like the R1. So for those of you who have been back to watch my R1 video, you know that there's a little cut here to kind of separate the mid and the forefoot, or the, yeah, I would say the higher, the midfoot to the forefoot, so you can loosen it up if your foot swells, if you want a more cinch down on the ankle. And a lot of people have said that they can feel that little stitching in there. I told you guys that I never felt it, but the T1 does not have it. Long story short, that's what I was getting at. They are a bit more snug to put on than the R1, and I think I said that, and that's when I got into that not dual split upper, because I've watched 3 reviews on this shoe, quick ones, and no one has talked about that it is not a dual fit upper. The lacing is the only thing that's bothering me right now, because so they have a little slide mechanism, right, where you can slide it, but the problem is the slide piece, I'll show you at the end of the video, but the little slide piece, you have to push it down, pull the string. It's a little awkward at first. So I wish they would have put that thing the other way. But we'll tuck the extra speed lacing in the little parking it has for it here. Tuck it all in. I never tried a pair of Salomon shoes, but I think Salomon has this kind of thing too, where you tuck your speed laces in so it doesn't interfere you with the rest of the run. We are all tucked in, we are all laced up, and we are ready to go. I got the little bit longer selfie stick today so we can get some really cool shots, kind of like the old school shots of the shoe itself. So let's get out there. These look too clean. We don't have clean shoes. Let's get out there and get a little muddy. Come on. All right, so just about a little over a half mile in, and I can tell you this is way more bouncier than the R1, even though they are quote unquote using the same midsole, which is what I try telling people. Even if it is the same name, it could have different properties. Same thing with like New Balance and their fuel cell. This is a much softer and squishier foam, but early impressions so far so good. Let's keep going. Trail is really quiet today.
All right, y'all, just hit 2 miles, and for the sake of the video, I went through some mud just to test the, you know, Vibram outsole on this, the traction, and it did pretty good. I had some slippage coming out of the mud, but it's been raining here a lot, so these trails are like super soft, almost like clay, and the shoe is doing great. The midsole is so cushioned. Wow, this light cell is way different than the R1, and I really hope they bring this into maybe the next iteration of the R1. This is a really nice foam, but it does have a bit of a stiffness element with that Vibram outsole, so it does have that protection against the impact, but also has a bit of a springiness, but it is a shoe that makes you work for it. So it is a low drop shoe. Anything 6 mil, 0 to 6 millimeter drop is considered a low drop shoe, which means gonna be putting that muscle, gonna be putting that work to the calf muscle. So, but it's all in all, you don't really feel it. Doesn't feel like that low of a drop shoe. Definitely doesn't feel like a 0 drop. Doesn't feel like a 4. It actually runs, in my personal opinion, it feels slightly higher of a drop, even though we know it's 4. Super lightweight. We'll save the rest for the review after, but I'm really enjoying it. There are some things that I wish were a little different, but we'll see what it all comes to when it's all done with the first run on the Mount Coast T1. All right, y'all, let's go.
Yo, runners, we are back. 6 miles in the books, moderate pace, about an hour. We did about 10 minute per mile average. For all y'all who want to know, cadence 184 average. We did it in the wonderful and beautiful Mount Coast T1. Look at this shoe, man. Just look at this. Pulled out all the stops in this one. I wish I got both colorways. Hope they restock soon so I can get the black and white one. Anyway, let's talk about this shoe right here. So y'all know I like Mount Coast. They are one of my top favorite brands for running. I love the R1. The S1, I usually wear that for more of my casual use. If I'm going grocery shopping or a long day standing at work, whatever, I usually wear that shoe. Actually, I have a few R1s, so I usually wear the R1s as well. I like the R1 and I like the T1, but before I get into kind of my rambling on review, first run impressions of the shoe, I want to talk about one thing. If you have run in the R1 and you're planning to get the T1, thinking that it's just going to be an R1 with a Vibram outsole, you are highly mistaken, my friend. You're highly mistaken. This is a, I don't want to say a way different shoe. It shares a lot of similarities, but also has a lot of differences from Mount Coast's great road shoe, the R1. Let's go over that. So yes, well first I'll show kind of like the wear and tear. After 1 mile, after 6 miles, one run in the shoe, here is the outsole, the Vibram Mega Grip, and here's the other shoe. Did go through some mud with these shoes, and I will say, even going through some mud, I didn't have slippage. When I was trying to get out of the mud, I did have some slippage, but the mud was pretty thick. We had a lot of rain here. We've been having rain for the last 2 weeks. So the mud was very thick, so I would expect every shoe to kind of give me some slippage, but not so much where I lost footing. Just a little bit where you could kind of feel it kind of kick out a little bit, but not too bad. All in all, it was the way the lugs are set up and how deep the lugs are, how big the lugs are, which is 4 millimeters, really worked out well. It doesn't state that it has that Go Flow, but it's kind of got that kind of same geometry as the R1, but it doesn't say that it has the Go Flow in here. This is definitely more of a trail shoe. We'll get into that. As far as the midsole, this is where you're mistaken if you think this is an R1 just because it uses light cell. And I said this in the video, many companies will use the same foam compound in other shoes, but they tweak it just a little bit, and this one is tweaked just a little bit. This is way softer, way more compliant, way more squishier than the R1. The R1 does have a bit more firmness to it, does have a bit more ruggedness, not rugged, rigidness. This does add a little bit of rigidity because of the Vibram outsole, but because they're using, what's it called, light base in the Vibram, it does have a bit of flexibility to it. Like it does have a bit of movement where the R1 doesn't really have that. R1's a bit more of a firmer shoe, even though it is using the same sole. The R1 is great as it gets broken in. This one is great. It's just super soft, but that is the biggest thing that I want to let you all know. It is definitely not the R1's definitely not the R1's midsole in this shoe. It's definitely way softer. The upper, amazing. I did splash in the puddle. Wasn't like I intended to. It was just an accident. I didn't see it till last minute. No water seeped through on my socks. The breathability was good. I will say that the heel counter is a little sweaty from the run, but it is very humid. But yes, it did get a little sweaty. The sock liner feels good. Everything else feels really good. Without having that dual split upper, with having the dual lacing, the what do they call it here? The tuned fit. Really felt good. A little bit different than the R1, where the R1, I feel like the R1 gives me a little bit more room in the toe box, and especially in that midfoot, and I really wish this one did as well. That is my one first run complaint, is I wish it had a little bit more width in the toe box area. Well, not really in the toe box area, but in the midfoot area. I feel like it does run a bit more narrow than the R1. The laces worked really good. Here's what I was talking about when I was lacing them up before. When you want to tighten them, you kind of just pull and put your finger here and kind of push down. And then when you want to loosen them up, there's like these little, you can kind of slide the little Mount to Coast logo. And if you slide it back, it kind of loosens it up. Sometimes getting used to it's a little bit, once you get used to it, it's no big deal. I did not have to tighten them. They didn't come undone. Tucking the speed laces in did not flap around during my run, and then tucking the top one into the little garage over there didn't bother me at all. Didn't come undone during the run. They feel very light. Now, if you wanted to get, like, let's say if you have the R1, you wanted to get this one, maybe you're doing some trail running, I think this is a great trail shoe. But that's the key. It is a trail shoe. I wouldn't consider this a hybrid shoe where it's that kind of road to trail, kind of like the Ultra Experience Wild or the Topo Ultra Venture, or kind of most of the Topo shoes do have that kind of road to trail shoe, road to trail feel a little bit. This is definitely a road shoe. The lugs are 4 millimeters, definitely has some bite in the ground, and you could really feel it going uphill. I really felt that giving me that extra kind of like when I'm kicking my heel off, kicking my shoe off. It really is a nice shoe, super lightweight, but I would definitely say it is a trail shoe. It is definitely a trail shoe. There are some little road bits out here. I want to say like 200 to 300 meters where I'm running on the road, and yes, it handled it fine. It wasn't anything like, I didn't feel the lugs under my foot, but I would say it's more of a trail shoe. It's not more of that hybrid shoe. So yeah, I know I was watching some videos of the running shoe event in Houston earlier this year, and I know that They released the T1 and the H1, so the H1 should be that more of a middle gap shoe, which would be perfect for the trails out here that I usually like to run. Toe guard was great, hit a few pebbles and hit a few gravel, did not feel it. I will say one thing, this is a 4mm drop shoe, so your calves will be burning if you're not used to the lower drop. Lower drop does though make it more of a natural feel as you're running, and personally, you guys know I've been going to that lower drop feel. I personally like it a lot more. I've gotten very used to it in the last month and a half, going on 2 months that I've been doing this. I will tell you this, the back, very cushioned, very soft. If you're a heel striker, you're gonna like it, gives you a lot of traction. Going to the forefoot here, the mid to the forefoot, because it is a soft foam, it is a very, very soft foam, you will get a bit more of a ground feel. So if you are not a ground feel person, so if you step directly on a rock, you will kind of feel it through here. It does have a little bit of protection because that midsole is so bouncy and so soft. You do feel that kind of come through the foot. I personally like ground feels, wearing a lot of barefoot shoes in my everyday life. I really do like the ground feel. So personally to me, it does not bother me. It did feel like a really good stack. I never felt unstable. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did feel unstable when I started the run, but as I started getting into it and started getting my stride in there, it started feeling good. My muscles are also very sore from yesterday's workout, so it could have just been some mechanics until I got going. But yes, I did feel a little unstable in the beginning because it is such a soft shoe for the trails. It does add a little bit of ruggedness or rigidness because of the outsole, but it is a really, really good shoe. First of all, it looks so good. I mean, it doesn't even look like a trail shoe, man. This shoe really looks like one that you could just pick up and just go casual with. Nothing too fancy, nothing too bold, nothing too flashy. I like that look so much. This is one thing I like about the R1 and the T1 is just the design of them. I think Mountain Coast did a really good job designing them. Anyway, y'all know I'm a fanboy, so we'll get some more miles in the shoe, get some more videos, and get some more reviews. This is a longer video, but just had a lot to say about the first run impressions of the T1. This is a really good shoe, really good trail shoe. I would definitely say, yes, it probably can handle more technical terrain. If you guys can give it a shot, go give it a shot. I think it's a great shoe. Luckily, it's not being blasted all over social media, but this is a really, really good shoe. Mountain Coast, you really outdid yourself here. You have a shoe that I have worn in the coast. You have a shoe that I'm going to be taking to the mountains. You completed the name, Mountain Coast. It looks really good. This midsole, guys, how can I say what this midsole reminds me of? I want to say it feels very, very similar to the New Balance Fuel Cell. Very similar. I feel like the New Balance is a bit more softer, a bit more compliant. This is really good. It does have some pop though. It does have some pop. Going uphill, downhill, really felt really good. Picking up the paces, it was running like 8 minutes. I ran an 15 minute mile, and the shoe felt really good. I didn't feel like I had to put any extra work in. No plate, all foam. Mountain Coast, you outdid yourself. If y'all can get your hands on one or give it a shot, maybe a group run or test run, I would definitely recommend it. They are kind of sold out of a lot of sizes, but outdid yourself again. Going right in the room next to the R1. And by the way, y'all, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, which, the power of editing. I bought this shoe with my own money. It was not sent to me. I don't get anything for free. I say this in all my videos. I bought this shoe with my own money. So everything that I say is what I want to say, and that's the way I like it. Mountain Coast, you have a banger here. Catch y'all in the next one. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some more videos of this guy. Put him to the test. Maybe wear him on a rainy day. See how he does. So we got some more testing to do for the T1. If Mountain Coast says it can go the distance, we are putting him to the distance. All right, y'all. Catch you in the next run. Peace.